Hi, welcome. My name is Pastor John Zayas. I am the pastor of Grace and Peace Church. I also welcome you to the Revive Center. We are here in the west side of Chicago, working and developing relationships with folks here. Our goal is to establish what God is doing in our community, but also working with folks in our community to help in any way possible. I'd like to personally introduce my friend Richard Boykin, who's running, and I would like him to introduce himself and really talk to our folks here in our church.
Thank you so much, Pastor John. Let me also thank Pastor John Harrell as well. And let me thank all of you all who've gathered here today. Today is a very important day. Obviously, we're glad to be here at this church. So I should probably say Buenos Dias, right? And, I'm running for clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County. And the clerk's office is the front door to our justice system. That front door must be wide open, welcoming, and free of political influence. I'm running because we want to expand access to justice for everyone. I'm proud to have had a track record as a county commissioner of following my conscience and actually working on behalf of the people and taking on some significant issues. I'm proud to have led the effort to get rid of the unpopular sugar tax. I'm proud to have led the effort to get rid of the tax on feminine hygiene products. And I'm equally proud to have led the effort to pass an assault weapons ban in Cook County. I'm proud of the work we've done, and now we want to do even more as your clerk of the circuit court. I want to make sure that we move the clerk's office forward and move the clerk's office into the 21st century. I also want to make sure that we have a significant investment in training for our staff. I want to make sure that we have the most friendly customer service staff known to mankind. And when it comes to the Latino community, I want to make sure that we remove any barriers related to translation, related to access to justice. I want to make sure that we have people there who are responsive, attentive, and treat everyone who comes through those court doors with dignity and respect. All of us deserve that as citizens of the United States of America. And I also want to make sure that that we have a employment team that looks like the great diversity of our county. I want to make sure that we have a task force made up of Latinos who will advise me on issues impacting the community. I want to make sure that I get out and visit the churches and the centers of community progress and all of that. I want to make sure that we have our ear to the ground in the Latino community. And we will do that because we'll have the right people on our team who are fully integrated into the community. With that being said, I'm proud to have your support. I look forward to working with you to win this election on March 17th. I encourage everyone to get out and vote because that is where your power really is, in the vote. On election day, everybody becomes equal. You become equal to Donald Trump or Michael Bloomberg on election day, even though they may be billionaires. But guess what? They have one vote, one person, and so do you. And so I encourage you to get out and vote. I need your help on election. Thank you.
I'd like to take this opportunity to ask the pastors and faith leaders if you would please take this time to express your support for Richard Boykin.
Just a few words. We support you, and I'm Pastor Freddy Ramos from a little far from here, from Wheeling, but we're here because we want to support you, and we're going to tell the people, your personality, what you express here with us today, and actually you got our vote,
Reverend Julie Jane Capel, the Evangelical Covenant Church. I have appreciated that you are thinking about access, that you have a track record that has backed up your thinking about access, and you're thinking about holistically how to care for the people of Cook County. I really appreciate that you smile and that you meet people on trains, and you meet them in pulpits, and you meet them on the streets, and you meet them in prisons, and that you meet them in grocery stores. that you are consistent throughout. And that I appreciate and think we need to back you for that reason.
Good morning, Pastor John Harrell from Proviso Baptist Church in the Maywood Proviso area. And I've joined with Pastor Zayas, who's a good friend of mine, in bridging black and brown communities together, where we have one of the largest African-American social service agencies in the country. And we're blessed to know people like Pastor Zayas and, of course, our next clerk of the circuit court, Richard Boykin, where at our office we serve 60% African-American, 40% Hispanic. And we're proud to be a voice to the voiceless and bring hope to those who need hope. Thank you so much.
Mi nombre es Luis Porres
My name is Luis Torres.
y soy de Guatemala.
I am from Guatemala.
Tengo muchos años viviendo en la ciudad de Chicago
I've lived in the city of Chicago for many years now,
y siempre he visto
and I've always seen
que los políticos prometen,
that, like in my country of origin, politicians promise a great deal,
pero se les olvida cumplir.
but soon after they're in office, they forget about us.
Pero en este año del 2020
But on this year, 2020,
esperamos
it is
La-
our goal,
la iglesia de
in
Chicago,
fact, the entire church of the city of Chicago,
que los políticos que nosotros estamos apoyando
that the politicians that we will support
no es a nosotros que nos van a ayudar.
be reminded that they're not only committed to their promises, but to assist us as we continue moving forward.
Porque esta nación
Because this nation
fue levantada
has been lifted up
bajo la palabra de Dios.
beginning in its beginnings with the Word of God.
Y ahora
And so now,
se está levantando nuevamente
once again, this country is being lifted up,
ese mismo fervor.
that with that same valor and commitment.
Y este año
And so this year
es el tiempo
is the time
de que va a haber un cambio en toda la nación.
for change. We believe that there will be a change throughout the nation,
Porque es el año cero.
because once again, it's 2020, a new decade.
Así que esperamos
And so we are hoping
que él pueda ganar.
that Mr. Boykin can win,
Y lo que promete
and that as he has promised,
lo pueda cumplir.
he will follow through with.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you so much.
Good morning for everyone.
Buenos días a
Buenos días
todos.
para todos. Estaba hablando con el pastor Chando hace unos momentos atrás.
You know, just a few minutes ago, I was talking with Pastor Shando Valdez,
Y le dije, Pastor Chando,
and I said to him, Pastor Shando,
solo hay una oportunidad para causar una buena impresión.
there's only one opportunity to make a good impression.
Y desde que conocí al doctor Boykin,
And since I met you, Dr. Boykin,
mi corazón se ligó contigo.
my heart was united with your heart.
Por eso estoy aquí.
This is why I'm here.
Creo que el doctor Boykin y su candidatura
I believe that Dr. Boykin, as a candidate,
es la respuesta de muchos años de oración.
has been the answer of our prayers for many years.
Necesitamos hombres como él,
We need men such as Dr. Boykin,
llenos del Espíritu Santo
who are
de Dios,
filled with the Holy Spirit,
para que haya un cambio en nuestra ciudad.
so that our city can experience a
No puede
change.
haber cambio en Chicago
There won't be a change in this city
si no hay cambio en la montaña de la política.
if there is no change in the mountaintop of this great city of
El
ours.
Ministerio Chequín y la red de ministros que presido,
And so on behalf of the ministry of Shekinah, which I represent,
y la red de ministros Chicago,
and the network of many pastors throughout the city of Chicago,
estamos contigo.
we are behind you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Good morning. I just want to say that Mr. Richard, well, my name is Marco Polo. I represent the Mexican Civic Society, and I just want to tell everybody here that Mr. Richard is not a politician. He's a public servant, and that's what we need in Chicago. Someone who works for the city, for the people of the Chicago, not for politicians. So 100% we want to win. Thank you.
Thank you. Buenos días, Dios les bendiga a todos.
May God bless each and every one of you. Good morning.
Quiero decir dos cosas en
I'd like to just mention two brief things.
esta oportunidad. Mi nombre es Eduardo Lavaire, soy pastor de la Iglesia Evangélica Reformada.
I am the pastor of the Reformed Church in America here in Chicago. My name is Pastor Lavaire.
Y una de las dos cosas que quiero decirles es que hago un llamado a toda la comunidad hispana.
The first thing I'd like to say is that I am calling out to all of the community, the Latin American Hispanic community
De esta ciudad de Chicago,
of the city of Chicago,
que en este tiempo de votaciones
that during this time as we campaign and prepare ourselves for this primary election day,
podamos salir y participar.
that we can come out and vote and participate in this manner.
Vamos a marcar una diferencia grande.
Let's make a change. Let's do this in a great manner.
Por eso les insto
And so this is why I am insisting
que salgamos a votar.
that we come out and vote.
Y la otra cosa es que
Secondly,
estamos en apoyo del doctor Richard,
we are supporting, and I'd like for you all to know, Dr. Richard Boykin.
porque podemos ver en él
Because we see in him
la persona que necesita esta ciudad.
the person, the type of person that this role and office in the city and in the county needs.
Por eso pedimos a los hispanos primeramente,
This is why we're calling out to all of the Hispanics,
a los cuales representamos en esta
the
ocasión,
ones we represent here on this platform,
que podamos participar
that we together participate
y marcaremos diferencia.
to mark the difference
Que
in
el
this
Señor te
county.
bendiga, Richard.
And so, Richard, God bless you.
Amén.
Mi nombre es Jeremías Aros, soy
My name is Jeremiah Ados.
pastor de la Iglesia Presbiteriana Cumberland en esta
I
ciudad.
am a pastor at a Presbyterian church.
Por muchos años he estado en la ciudad de Chicago
For many years, I've pastored here in the city of Chicago.
y hemos visto una variedad tremenda entre los que van al gobierno para ayudar al pueblo.
And we have seen throughout the years many politicians in and out from these different offices.
Pero muchas veces esto ha sido erróneo, falsedad.
But oftentimes there has been falsehood behind these offices and these politicians.
Necesitamos a hombres
We need men
que sientan en su corazón
who feel in their hearts
de que Dios los está llamando para ocupar una posición
that
importante
God is separating us and calling us to hold an office
para ayudar a las necesidades de nuestro pueblo.
to help the people, to help the needs of the people.
Quizá no querramos nuevas políticas,
We may not agree always with our different political positions,
pero sí políticos que se entregan y obedezcan a Dios.
but we all agree that we do need men and women who are politicians who are committed to doing God's work.
Porque cuando entendemos el llamado de Dios
Because when we are aware of what God is calling us to do,
y nos sometemos a su voluntad,
and we submit to God's will,
tenemos preocupación
we then become men and women who are really concerned
por aquellos que no tienen a veces voz ni voto en este país.
for those who are in poverty-stricken situations and for those who don't even have an opportunity to vote.
Dios en el tiempo de crisis en el Antiguo Testamento
God, we find in the Old Testament, during times of crisis,
llamó a hombres especiales
would raise up men, very special men,
para hacerle frente a la situación de la nación y del pueblo.
to confront the needs that a nation would have.
Esa misma proyección tiene Dios en nuestro día.
And so I believe that today we have that same situation. We find ourselves in that same situation.
Esperamos que nuestros líderes, y entre ellos mi hermano, sienta en su corazón
And so amongst our politicians, we expect for them to respond to the needs of our nation, the needs of our local local towns and cities, and we find that in our brother Boykin.
El deseo de servir a Dios.
And we find in Dr. Boykin that same need and desire to serve God's people.
Haciendo lo correcto.
Doing what is just.
De lo que Dios quiere.
And according to God's will.
Para su pueblo.
Unto his people.
Dios le bendiga, hermano.
May the Lord bless you, my brother.
Dios le guíe.
May God guide you.
En sus metas.
In your mission.
Buenos días.
Good morning.
Mi nombre es el pastor Jorge Fuentes,
My name is Pastor Jorge
director de Red
Fuentes,
de Oración USA.
and I am part of the network of prayer here in the U.S.
Creo que es una gran oportunidad que tenemos todos,
I believe that we have a great opportunity, each and every one of us,
porque el apoyar gente que está buscando la iglesia,
because as we consider supporting men and women who are
Políticos que
wanting to support the church,
políticos que están buscando la ayuda de la iglesia,
in fact, politicians everywhere
creo
are
que es el
seeking the
mejor
support
camino,
of the church, because I believe it's the right path to take.
porque Dios está en la iglesia.
Because God is in the church.
Y nuestro propósito como ministros
And so as ministers, our objective
es trabajar en pos
is to work
del bien de la comunidad.
to work on behalf of the community.
Y eso incluye
And so that
a nuestros
includes
políticos.
our politicians.
Yo quiero decirle en esta mañana
And so
al
today
doctor
I'd
Richard,
like to say this.
estamos con usted.
We are with you.
Vamos a orar por usted.
We will pray for you.
Pero solamente responda
But
a
I
lo que
want
Dios le
to
diga.
remind you to make sure that you respond to
Porque de
God's
eso
will.
depende mucho.
Because it will depend upon
La
that,
bendición
the blessings
y la protección de nuestra
and the
ciudad.
protection over our city.
Es notorio la situación de la ciudad
It is
en
obvious
violencia,
throughout the city
en cuanto a violencia.
the violence that we are
Y
experiencing.
tenemos mucho trabajo que hacer.
And so we have a great
Y
work
con la
before
ayuda de
us.
usted
But with God's help and your
lo
help,
podemos lograr.
we will be able to accomplish our goals.
Bendiciones y éxito.
Blessings. God bless you.
It is with a great sense of humility and a great sense of urgency that I accept your nomination to be the clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County. That's when y'all supposed to applaud. No, let me just say this. I feel a real sense of the spirit of Harold Washington in this place. Pastor, you want to interpret that? I feel a real sense of the spirit of Harold Washington.
Yo presento el espíritu de nuestro alcalde anterior, Harold Washington.
In 1983, Harold Washington was elected mayor, the first black mayor of the city of Chicago.
En el año 1983, el doctor Harold Washington fue elegido como el primer alcalde afroamericano en la ciudad de Chicago.
He would not have been elected without a black-brown coalition.
Y él no hubiera sido votado como alcalde si no hubiera obtenido el apoyo de los hispanos y de los afroamericanos.
So your support today
Entonces, el apoyo de ustedes
means so much to me.
significa mucho para mí.
And I will make sure
Y yo me voy a asegurar
that I follow through on the commitments that I've made.
que voy a proceder en acuerdo con las promesas que yo he hecho.
What we all know is that when the righteous are in authority,
Y todo lo que nosotros sabemos es que cuando gobierna el justo,
people rejoice.
el pueblo se goza.
When the wicked beareth rule,
Y cuando los malhechores están corriendo,
the people mourn.
el pueblo llora.
You all represent
Cada uno de ustedes representan
the light of the world.
la luz del mundo.
You're like that city set upon a hill.
Son como aquella ciudad que está puesta sobre aquella montaña,
Light cannot be hidden.
que la luz no debiera nunca deshacerse de existir.
Nor do men light a lamp
Ni el hombre debe de incinar una luz
put it underneath a
y
bed.
ponerlo debajo de alguna cobertura.
Rather, they put it on a lampstand
sino lo ponen en su lugar apropiado
so that everybody in the house
para que todos quienes están en el hogar
can see the way.
puedan ver la luz.
This is our house.
Y esta es nuestra casa, nuestro hogar.
This is our county.
Y este es nuestro condado.
This is our state.
Este es nuestro estado.
And when we let our light shine,
Y cuando nosotros brillamos la luz,
communities transform
las
themselves.
comunidades son
When
transformadas.
we let our light shine,
Cuando la luz es brillante,
people who are in bondage get free.
las personas que están esclavizadas son liberadas.
People who are sick get healed.
Las personas que están enfermas son sanadas.
And we know that darkness has to flee whenever we let our light
Y
shine.
sabemos nosotros que la oscuridad no existe más cuando la luz brilla.
And we know that weeping may endure for a night,
Sabemos de que el llanto puede trascender sobre la noche,
but God's great joy cometh in the morning.
pero el gozo del Señor vendrá por la mañana.
It's morning time in Chicago.
Ha salido el sol, ha llegado el día.
It's hope time in Chicago.
La esperanza ha llegado a Chicago.
It's action time in
Es
Chicago.
tiempo de acción en Chicago.
Let's go and let's win this race. Thank you
Vamos,
so much and God
corramos
bless you.
juntos y vamos a ganar esta candidatura.
All in. As your clerk of courts, I will provide service that's cutting edge, easy to navigate, and efficient. To learn more, go to richardrboykin.com. I'm attorney Richard Boykin, and I humbly ask for your support for Clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County.